Ishwaragami. 562, please read. Avinashivareyam Atmeti Srutiratmanah Pravravityavinashitvam Vinasyatsu vikarishu Pashana vrukshya trunadanyam Kantakadyam Kankaradyam Dagdha bhavanti Mrudeva yatha tathaiva Dehendriyasu manam Adi samasta drishyam Jnanagdi dagdham upayati Paratma bhavam Pashana vrukshya tuna Dhanya kankaradya Dagdha bhavanti Udeva yatha tathaiva Dehendriyasu manam Adi samasta drishyam Jnanagni dagdham Upayati paratma bhavam. So, very nicely, as I told you, having given out this knowledge to the student, and the student also, in return, in so many verses, clearly expressed his clear understanding without any doubt and error. So now the teacher is very happy and giving him the last little instructions, not only how it is important that he maintains that awareness 24 hours a day throughout the life, but also to encounter the death, the end of the body. In fact, in this knowledge of the absolute, immortal, imperishable self, the reality, death is a misnomer. Death does not mean anything. Average person is frightened of death. Because death, always, that is why they paint it as a grim reaper in Western tradition. In our countries, Yama is the Lord, and he comes on a buffalo and has a noose in his hand, throws, catches you and takes you. When your time comes, nobody can protect you. So you better hold on to Yama. Now, same tradition which gives you that picture also gives you another picture. Yama as the teacher teaches Nachiketas and gives him the understanding of the absolute and takes him beyond Yama, where he says very clearly, I have, like Shankara says, Kriyate tasyanana yamena na charcha. No more Yama gets a chance to entertain him, meaning he can't touch the immortal. And Yamaraj himself also, as we see, we shall see the Kathopanishad, you will see, very beautifully shall say, you will not come to me anymore. Very beautiful language. So, that is why you shall see the reflection of every type of theology, philosophy in the body of this knowledge. That is why this tradition is known as the Sanatana Dharma. Hindu is not a right word for this tradition. Sanatana. Sanatana means what? Is not a person. Sanatana means Sadaeva Nutana, which is eternally fresh. Sadaeva Nutana. Understand? Which is eternally fresh. Because based on the truth itself. Truth alone is eternally fresh. When most other religions are based on the individual. If you remove the individual, the whole religious tradition will collapse. If you take away Buddha, Buddhism goes. Take away Christ, Christianity disappears. Take away Jainism will go. If anything that is depend on the person, in the body of a person and what he says. Now suppose you remove the body, the person goes away, then the whole thinking also goes away. That is why beauty of that religion is, therefore should we dismiss? No. Understand, Buddha was not a Buddhist. Christ was not a Christian. Jain was not a Jain. They were human beings, understood beautiful truth. Other day somebody asked me a question, Swamiji, do you believe in Jesus? I said, of course, I believe in what he believes in. What he understood and what made the son of a carpenter a huge incarnation or Messiah, whatever. What made Prince Siddhartha the Buddha? He was not born Buddha. Nobody is born a Messiah. People make it up later on. So what made them who they are? Like a rishi. Nobody is a born rishi. Nobody is born wise. You born like any ordinary person. Later on, when you understand the truth, it make you a sage. Jnani, one who knows about himself. So the wise people do not know the truth. Those who know the truth, you call them wise. So everybody has got a chance to know it. So all the traditions, please understand, most of the tradition, even though based on the person, but nothing to be worried about it. Because you follow what the teacher says, what the teacher reveals, then you will not fight with anybody. Anyway, Sanatana Dharma in the tradition is not dependent on a person or a thought. It is all inclusive. Every type of practice has a place in this. And is based on not a person, a personal God, but on the truth itself. Sadaeva Nutana. So suppose you say Sanatana Hindu Dharma, Sanatana Buddha Dharma, Sanatana Krishna Dharma, Sanatana Jaina Dharma, it will be beautiful. Because everything based on the truth, but then somewhere somebody did something, therefore that practice comes up. Let it come up. Are you getting that? It will be such a beautiful world of philosophy. Because truth is same. So many ways, so many people reveal it. Because what the Christianity says, what the Islam says, what the Buddhists say, has also its reflection in this knowledge. Now, as even Buddhists will say, there is Shunyam. Some people believe in total, formless, Nirguna Brahma. Nothing else. Suppose Christian belief is there is a heaven after the death. Here also is there, Swargaloka. But not exactly a Christian heaven where you are supposed to be there forever. But there is a heaven, and because of your karma, you go there and you come back. There are so many different types of faiths. Suppose Islam, he says, no form to a God. All right, no necessary to give a form. Another person says, no, there is a form. All right, let there be a form. So this is a all-inclusive thinking where everybody or every thought has a place. That is why in this tradition, in this little landmass called India, every type of religion, every type of religious people, they got their protection. Everybody came and stayed here. Somebody rightly, other says, only country where Jews were not persecuted. Only place where every type of religion came and thrived, Bai, Sufi, name them. Everybody is staying there. So because of that now, suppose, again coming back to the contemporary issue, then why today they are fighting these two? Ask, say them, why they are fighting the two? Listen, nobody fighting with Christians. Nobody fight with a Christian, nobody fight Islam. Just see this point. Our past president, what was his name? Last president, Abdul Kalam. By faith, what is he? Islam. Muslim, no? Does anybody hate him? Everybody adores him. If he stands for any election, other fellow will lose the deposit. He's a Muslim, no? So how can you say everybody hates Muslim? Just think. Neither everybody hates Christians or anybody. Few people, suppose a missionary, the person who comes, who creates the trouble. Just little get into that now. He creates the trouble. Okay. When some people are creating trouble for the, unfortunately, for the Christians, even though the purpose is to create trouble for the, maybe, the missionaries who is creating the trouble, fermenting the trouble. When they create this trouble, now suddenly there are missionaries or the leaders, a local priest, local father, they are there to guide the people. In Hindu tradition, there is no such local leadership. Why? Because a priest and philosopher are two separate roles. The priest is not a philosopher. See the point as to why a BHP has taken over or why a RSS takes over. Because there is nobody, there is no priest standing there. Somebody, there is no leadership. There is no social leadership. In every parish, there is a parish priest. And he is also not only religious but also a social political leader. Whereas in case of the Hindu tradition, the priests are only officiating in the puja, and people who don't believe also, they don't care for him. And he is least cared for. That is a priest, son no more wants to be priest. And there is a difference between the priest and the philosopher. Both are not in one hand. In Hindu Upanishadic tradition, priest and philosopher are two different things. When the priest shall engage you in puja or ritual, philosopher will take you beyond it. Don't worry, it's okay. He says, all right, but know yourself. Suppose you happen to be a priest and philosopher like Vasishtha and other sages, those who are doing rituals, also helping in giving the knowledge. So they will initiate you consciously into that to take you beyond it. So, since it is so, there is no leadership, naturally, if the organizations like, call it BHP, whatever the organizations are not there, who is going to protect these people? Because nobody can. Are you getting that? The local Hindu priest is no match to the trained, educated Christian priests. Are you getting that point, please? Is no match. Because they are not trained to proselytize. They are not trained to take their words anywhere. That is why you don't... Have you seen one single Hindu priest going anywhere and converting people? Because we don't even consider this, the sort of the Christian priests, because of the tradition. You look for a philosopher, a thinker, where both are one and the same. But so when you accept maybe a Christian priest as a speaker, in the Western tradition, you cannot believe, when they look for a authority to speak on Hindu tradition, they don't invite sadhus, they invite priests. Because in their tradition, priests are the authority. I was in Boston, the home of Harvard University, Harvard Divinity School. You cannot believe. There was a priest, I don't want to name the person, nor the name the nationality, who did not know anything about Hinduism. If you want to destroy Hinduism, you should call him. Because he has absolutely no idea about what tradition is, what this knowledge is. For him, only thing is, do this puja, do this ritual, and of course get money. Well, that's a lifestyle. Doesn't know. But Harvard Divinity School, that's what this person claimed, had decided to call him to give classes on Hinduism to the students. Now, do you think this priest is equipped to satisfy the strong intellectuals? But they will not invite. They don't know there is another set of people who knows about it. Understand? That is why it is absolutely essential that you must know about these things, study these things, and where everybody is accepted. That is why it is easy to accept. Whether it is a Buddhist thought, Christian thought, Hindu thought, what is that, Jain thought, these, or even non-believers thought, total nihilistic atheism. There is no God. That also is accepted. Because it gets that. Sarishwara Sankhya, Nirishwara Sankhya. Sankhya philosophy, there is one branch which believes in, which accepts a God, not believes, accepts a God. Sarishwara Sankhya. Nirishwara Sankhya, no God. What God? There is only one truth. What God? There is only water. What ocean? No ocean, no wave. Another say, no, you can say ocean also. Okay, water also. Which one you like? Both, take it. I like only ocean, take it. I like only water, take it. I like wave as part of the ocean and water, take it. Which one is good? Which one is good for you? You understand the flexibility of this tradition, so beautiful. You can be with yourself as you are. In that there is no choice. But with the role playing, you have all the choices. You can play any role. You can be a Brahma. You understand the truth? Now you choose to be a Gruhastha, married, Vanaprastha, retired, Sannyasa, renunciate, but know yourself. Or you say, I am happy with myself, but I always want to study and learn. Okay, do it, Brahmachari, all the time. The choice is yours. But in being yourself, there is no choice. In playing a role, there is heavy choice. Are you getting that point? Is there any choice in being yourself? Think. Can you say, no, my body, I can't be. But dresses I can choose. Understand? Do you choose your dress every day or your body every day? What is your choice about your body? Your body is your body. Yesterday, today, tomorrow. What choices you have? Is your body. Until the body passes, it is your body. You have no choices. But clothings? So many choices. In being yourself, what is your choice? Nothing. In clothings? Choice. So which faith you want? Dress up yourself with whichever faith you like. That is why you go to a church, oh, excellent, beauty. Go to a mosque, wonderful. Go to a temple, fantastic. Synagogue, nothing like it. Buddhist monastery, wow. Jain disciplines, fantastic. Anything is fine. Don't say, I can't pray in that, I can't pray there. For the wise person, since he is always with himself, what is the place of prayer and meditation? Every place is prayer and meditation. That is why you can get in everywhere. Makes no difference to you. But the persons who are strongly against idol worship, will they be comfortable in the places of idols? Cannot be. They are not comfortable in the places of idols. They say they strongly, they don't, just on the context. They will say that. Yesterday, some fellow has broken one idol, which is unfortunate, really stupid. There is a Mother Mary somewhere, there is an idol, somebody has broken it. Now, if you really get into the philosophy here, should you worry about it? Because anyway, you don't worship idol, no? So it's okay if somebody has broken it, put up another. It's nothing worshipped, it's just a nice decoration. Some idiot will be always there, throw it away. But if you are worshipping that idol, is it desecration? If you are not worshipping the idol, how can you say desecration? Are you getting that? I am playing devil's advocate. Playing devil's advocate. Understand? But if you worship both, the formless and the form, where shall you be comfortable? Anywhere. It doesn't matter if it's a Muslim dargah, Christian graveyard, Hindu temple, Sikh gurudwar, Jain statues, Jewish synagogue or weeping wall, everywhere beautiful. In fact, when I went to Jerusalem, I went to that places where there's the most expensive real estate of the earth, because three mighty religions of the world, the Christianity, the Islam and the Jews, all are centered in that 1 square kilometer. That's the place they preserve where Christ is supposed to have been crucified. That's a gold, that fully gold. Even that walking place is gold. The church is gold, the statue is gold, everything is gold. A very rich Christian church. And do you know who is the caretaker of that? A Muslim. Traditionally for thousands of years. And he sits down there. Because he has his family is guarding the church. Then there is a Muslim mosque there, Al-Aqsa mosque, where Muhammad supposed to have gone on a white horse straight to the heaven. That is their faith. Beautiful mosque. But that mosque, that day we could not go because it was closed that day. But we got just to the steps. We just looked at it and came. And there is a weeping wall, where every Jewish people go there and stand at the wall. And you can see, when you go there, you can see how almost so many feet down, massive constructions, old history. Must have been some place there. 3. Now where do you feel comfortable? If you are a person with understanding of yourself, beautiful wall, weeping wall. Why? Thousands of people have gone there. Their prayers, their supplication, their gratitude, beautiful atmosphere. Go to the Christ place, wow. The place where he was supposed to be crucified, the place where he was taken away, after which his mother and others anointed him with medicine, the place where he was died, and crucified only. That place also there. What a history. And of course, the mosque. But if you are a fanatic believer of one religion, what will you say? Like one person went to a church meeting. It's a very interesting one joke was there in the internet. So he went to a church. And that day there was a nice, what they do? Sermon. There was a nice sermon. So everybody was enjoying, everybody was laughing. So this person also enjoyed. Then after the whole thing was over, when they are being given sacrament, something is given, then the father asked him, how was the thing? Very nice. But I never saw you laughing. He said, I am from another parish. Meaning, if I enjoy your thing, that means what? As though I am not enjoying the other one, so you are superior. You understand? Silly story. Like some people sit down with this superiority inside them. If they laugh, they understand, appreciate, then naturally they will believe, they will expose that they didn't know anything before, now only they are knowing something. So they would show very serious. Meaning what I know is enough, I don't have to know anything else. It's a funny psychology. So if you have some idea like that, then what will you do? Jesus place, a Jewish place, Christian place, Muslim place. The place is not, place has no religion. On that ground, million battles are fought. The ground is peaceful. Are you getting that point, please? Truth doesn't join the fight. The example, the Sufi story goes where he says, the man, somebody asked him, which one is better faith? The knowledge, karma, action, karma, jnana, karma, or upasana, rituals. Then the great saints asked him, have you seen dogs fighting over the bone? Yes. Yes, there are 3 dogs, 4 dogs, they will fight over a bone. Have you seen a bone joining the fight? The bone doesn't join the fight. Religious believers fight on God. God doesn't join the fight. Are you getting that? Believers only fight. Oh, only jnana, only karma, only this, then. No, don't worry. Truth has no religion. Truth is not a religion. It is yourself. Absolute. You are. So when you see this reality, please think for yourself. All inclusive, everything you accept. That is where what happens to you? You play your roles. So who you are, in that there is no choice. But in taking the roles, there is a choice. So is there any role which you cannot take for the time being? A very interesting, again, anecdote somebody goes, that the person comes to a house, a believer's house, and then as you are starting the prayer of the gods before the food, this man says, stop it! I don't like this prayer. This man was stunned, immediately asked other people, throw him out. He has no place in this house. He was a great saint also, but he asked other person to throw him out. A story. Then when that evening he was going to pray, the story is, a voice comes and tells him, this fellow today who denounced me in your house has been denouncing me for the last 60 years of his life, and I have given him food every day. One day he comes to your house, you can't take it. Can you be a non-believer even for a moment for his sake? Are you getting that point, please? Why is it that I must change everybody? That is why conversion is a waste. Ask the person. You want to really change somebody? Help him to be himself, not another role. In his wardrobe, there are already hundreds of dresses. Why are you giving him one more role? Help him to understand himself. Because roles will drop. Like, he gives an example. Who you are is avinasi, indestructible, imperishable. Roles are like what? Gives the example. Pasana, bruksha, truna, dhanya, kankaradya, dagdha bhavantihi, mrudeva, yatha sadeva. Dagdha bhavanti. They are all burnt out. What are they? Pasana, a stone. You can burn a stone, it will crack, it will destroy, break up and become dust. Pasana, bruksha, trees, truna, grass, dhanya. What is that? Paddy and other wild things, kankara, small stones, big stones, everything, dagdha bhavanti, and all become mud, because they came from the mud and they become the mud. Same way, dehendriya sumana, deha, indriya, asu means prana, mana. Dehendriya sumana, then understand, deha, indriya, asu means prana. Deha, indriya, asu, prana, and then manaha, the mind. All these samasta drushyam, all these objective universe, all the objects in the world, jnanagni dagdham upayati. Jnanagni dagdham upayati. Dagdham upayati. They totally get burnt out by the fire of knowledge. Paratma bhava upayanti paratma jnanagni dagdha. Being burnt by the fire of knowledge. Paratma bhava upayanti. They become one with the self, the absolute. The fire burns down everything to make them mud. The fire of knowledge, understand, the fire of knowledge when it burns everything, this is what type of burning is that? Everything is now appears to be the self, the consciousness. Why? Because previously, I was seeing it as separate from myself. So the fire of knowledge doesn't burn it down. Are you getting that point? Fire of knowledge means what? The fire of knowledge is like understanding. When an understanding, what happens? Previously, the same place where you are seeing a pillar, now you see wood. So the knowledge has burnt the pillar, only wood is available. Saji burnt, no. Where you are seeing pillar, now you see wood. Your knowledge burns the wave and you see the water. Meaning, not that the wave disappears. Wave is existing, water also is existing. In fact, all the waves are lost in the water. So in the fire of knowledge, when you say the creation burnt out, it means previously what you take the body only, mind only, sense organs only. Now you know the content of it all is pure consciousness. Atmaiva idagam sarvam. Consciousness alone is existing everywhere. And that indeed is myself. And therefore, death doesn't touch you anymore. Already burnt out in the fire of knowledge. That is why the tradition is cremation. You can burn it in the fire or throw into, bury it. Because it goes back to elements. So all types of cremation are allowed in this tradition. You can, are you getting that? You can bury it in the mud. It will be one with the mud. Samadhi. You can throw it into water as they do it in the Himalayas. The moment sadhu dies, Ganges, Ganga, they all throw into river. Then fire, of course, cremation, that is the most accepted one. When most people do that, and fire they burn out. Why? Because convenience. In 3 feet by 7 feet land, generations are already cremated. When you go to our village cremation ground, you will not see there is a cremation ground. Just one spot. This is the spot, cremation ground. Only when you have money, you want to put one memorial. Then one fellow starts putting memorial, then the place comes to an end. But still they will put that one area, 7 feet by 10 feet, where the whole village, generations after generation, gets burnt out. Fire consumes it all. Okay. So, as even the elements, take it back the elements, consciousness, into consciousness, awareness, everything is lost in awareness. In the knowledge of yourself, now these names and forms are existing with a nameless, formless content. So, you see the wood, you see the pillar, you see the body, you see the bodiless awareness, you see the thought, you see thought-free consciousness. Okay? Having told, now, please read the next verse. It says, Vilakshanam yatha dhvantam liyate bhanu tejasi tathaiva sakalam drishyam brahmani praviliyate. Vilakshanam yatha dhvantam liyate vanu tejasi tathaiva sakalam drishyam brahmani praviliyate. Right. Vilakshanam yatha dhvantam liyate bhanu tejasi. Dhvantam vilakshanam. Dhvanta, darkness, which is vilakshana, different from bhanu, the sunlight, the sun. Tejasi, by its own brilliance, resplendence, the sun removes the darkness. Tathaiva, in the same way. So where does the darkness goes? Into the light or outside the light? This is a strange question, no? You see, darkness is a very peculiar thing. Where does the darkness go? It's very peculiar. What is darkness? Think. Just think. In the sun, there is no darkness. That is why the people, just take an example, theoretically. People who live in the sun, will they ever understand the language of darkness? The word doesn't exist because there is no absence of light. If there is an absence of light only, you will have a word for it. It's like it happened to me in Hong Kong. Few years back when I had gone for a program, and you know, electricity cut now is much more now. So we are advancing. Previously less electricity cut, now more electricity cut. So advance, you know. Less and less school, more and more school, less and less problem, more and more. So we are more advancing. So previously there is less power cut, now there are more and more power cut. So it's a more advanced situation. Anyway, so I went to the shop and I asked him, can you give me a, what is that, telephone? He said, yes, the telephones are all Panasonic, all the different brands. I take it. I said, no, telephones are there, but do you have a phone where when the electricity goes, it will work in a battery. Then the Chinese fellow asks, but then why the electricity should go? He doesn't understand that there is a situation where electricity can go. He doesn't understand. So they don't have that model. They don't understand why the electricity should go. It's like few years back, whether it is this country or other country, you would ask him, suppose the person is divorced, but why should they divorce? It's a very traditional society where once married, you dead. Marriage is like a bus. Some people say, marriage is like a bus. Always some people get in, some people get out. Okay. Now the person doesn't understand, because there is no electricity loss. So, a person who is living in the sun, will he understand the language of darkness? What darkness? So, in consciousness, where is ignorance? Being with yourself, where is ignorance? As long as you were in darkness, you never understood what light is. But once you see the light, darkness means nothing to you. Being yourself, darkness means, ignorance means nothing. Self-ignorance means nothing. Understand? Whereas object will be so many, in the relative world, ignorance of the objective world will be continuous, because you cannot know about everything. That is why when objective knowledge is an ever-expanding horizon, Vedanta means end of all knowledge, meaning end of when you know yourself, you know it once for all. There is no increase or decrease in the infinity. So, as in the sun, so the darkness goes away. Where does it go? It goes, bas. What is darkness? The shadow of the earth. For us, when there is a shadow of the earth, when you say night has come, means what? Earth has moved. So the earth is reeling under its own darkness. You call it shadow. Darkness is a shadow. So in the sun, there will be no darkness at all. In the light of consciousness, there is no darkness. When the ahankara comes in, dark shadow. As though you are with the body, mind, all these things you take yourself to be. So as even in the sun, the darkness goes forever. Tathaiva sakalam drusyam brahmani praviliyate. So as even the darkness loses itself in the sun, so also the entire objective universe, all that is seen, drusyam jagat, body, mind, thought, everything, brahmani praviliyate, gets dissolved in Brahman, the absolute. In the light of consciousness, the ignorance goes away. So previously I was thinking, I am the body. Now I know I am the bodiless awareness. And the body, mind, thought, creation, everything resolved in one bodiless awareness. Seeing it, then you see the role. Like you see the water, but you use the waves. Are you getting that? You know the depth, but you swim in the surface. Are you getting that? You know the depth of the ocean, but do you swim in the depth? Only in the surface. You see the depth of your being, swim in the surface. You see the consciousness everywhere, but play the roles with your body, with your mind. That is why Jivan Mukta, living liberated. Okay? Having told, then the next one you see. Ghate naste yatha vyoma Vyomaiva bhavati sphutam tathaivopadhi vilayam tathaivopadhi vilaye brahmaiva brahmavid swayam ghate naste yatha vyoma vyomaiva bhavati sphutam tathaivopadhi vilaye brahmaiva brahmavid swayam. Very simple example, beautiful example. Ghate naste yatha vyoma vyomaiva bhavati sphutam. There is a ghata, there is a pot. Pot. That is a pot. Ghate naste, that big pot is there. Big pot. Now in that pot, there is what? Ghata, akasa, space is there. This is a house. We are sitting in the house or in the house space? Are you sitting in the house or in the house space? When you say house, can you exclude space out of the house? House means space is already included. Can you say I and exclude consciousness? These are like bullets. You don't need to understand anything more. Can you say house and not space and not include space in it? Can you say pot? Bring the pot, but not the space, eh? Bring the pot. Why did you bring the space? What choices have I got? Pot means space is included. Anything you say, think of it. Everything that is existing in space, can you say, keep the time and space out and bring a creation? The time-space continuum, because you cannot refer to something without referring to space and time. So can you bring a glass, can you bring a pot without bringing space with it? Without bringing time with it? It comes in time, comes in space. What the person has to understand is, can you bring yourself, your body, without the timeless, spaceless presence called consciousness, which is the same at all times, same at all places? Can you bring yourself without consciousness? So beautiful. Understand? In the same way, you can destroy the pot. Can you destroy the pot space? I'm so angry with the space. The space did not accommodate everything. I brought the pot for putting the milk. Only half a liter it took. It did not take. I'm going to break the pot. Okay, break the pot. Who will lose? You will lose. If you break the pot, can you break the space? You break the house, can you break the space? When your body is broken down, prarabdha kshaya takes place, or your abuse of prarabdha also is over. Abuse of prarabdha is abuse of your self-will. Drink as much as you like, eat as much as you like, don't take care of yourself, then naturally you are quick in the process. Your body is dying. When the body is dead, can you destroy the consciousness with it? As when ghate naste, vyoma bhavati sphutam. When the pot is broken, the space in the pot, it absolutely unaffected. So also tathaiva upadhi vilaye brahmaiva brahmavit swayam brahmavit. Then one should know the Brahman, aware of himself. But is Jivan Mukta, living liberated, living because he has upadhi, body, mind, upadhi is there. Free because he knows himself, Brahmavit. Upadhi vilaye, what you call as the death, is the upadhi vilaya, the end of the upadhi, end of the road. In reality, there is nothing called a death. Death is a misnomer, as I began the thing with that. Death is a misnomer. It's always a change. Death is not frightening. Oh, death. Death is frightening. Death will, everywhere. Usually, the death is frightening because the person is moving into the unknown, doesn't know what to do. Somebody asked Mullah, is there a heaven after the death? How is that place? Mullah said, I don't know whether there is heaven or not after death, before death. But whatever that place is, must be a terrible place. Mullah said, it must be a terrible place. He said, why do you say it must be a terrible place, very bad place? He said, because a child is born, he comes from the unknown, crying, and nobody wants to go there also after death. So one who is coming from the unknown, crying and coming, and nobody is happy to go there. So it must be a terrible place. Correct? You getting that? So pictures of like this unknown frightens the people. When you are aware of yourself, worry the question of death, because body is the one by itself. Listen please, body is changing, body is dying, body is growing old every moment. Does the body ever resist the old age? Does the body ever resist death? Please feel it. Sit down with your body and feel this body. Does it feel bad about old age, death, change? Does it grieve? Is no more a child. Deho na janati. Body does not know. I. The same time that throws this body, the same time is claiming it back. In time it is created. The time is taking it back. So as long as you are with this body, make use of it. But all the time be yourself, because this is borrowed material. Borrowed elements. For some time, you have borrowed it. Just for some time. And if you don't take care of it, you suffer. The one who has lent it to you is a very careful lender. If you don't take care, you suffer, not the lender. In money borrowing, if you don't give, the fellow who has lent you is in trouble. But in body borrowing, if you don't take care, you are in trouble. So you take care of it. How long? With your best care also, it will disappear. Then why care? Suffer. Who says not? You want to have a sightseeing through the universe? Like that language, remember. Vimanamalam vyasariramedad bhunatya seshan vishayan upastitan. Vimanamalamya sariramedad. Riding this chariot of a body, sightseeing through the universe, the indweller enjoys different perceptions. No, I don't want to go through sightseeing, I want to suffer in my body. Okay, lie down and suffer. Who says? Not many people understand. Through the body you enjoy more. If you understand, through the body. If you keep your body in a good shape, you shall see more, touch more, taste more, smell more, everything. But suppose you focus on one sense organ, hunger, only food, or sight, touch, sex. Think, smell, sight. You get obsessed, the whole body dies away. If you consciously experience the body, keep it in a healthy condition, everything you experience in life, continuously. Understand? Because when the body passes, your access to the universe comes to an end. That is the reason why body must be taken care. To be yourself, you don't need a body. But to experience this creation, body, mind needed. So, one who sees that, now, just like when the pot comes to an end, when the pot is broken, the pot space continues to exist. When the body comes to an end, consciousness doesn't go away. You can break the pot, you can break the space. The body can be killed, destroyed. Yourself, the awareness, never get destroyed. Therefore, Tathaiva upadhi vilaye brahmaiva brahmavid swayam. Tathaiva upadhi vilaye. When the upadhi vilaye, the upadhi is resolved, goes back to the elements, memories, lost in the total mind. Gross body in the gross universe, subtle body in total subtle body. You saw that concept of Ishvara, Virat, Hiranyagarbha. Ignorance is gone. You are with yourself. God alone is, say truth alone is. You as an individual don't exist. That is why both concepts are beautiful. Ishvara or the Brahman, both are nice. Remember that. The formless absolute yourself. Form, part of the total form. Ishvara. So where is the problem? Free. While living, free when the body comes to an end. Okay? We shall see more of it tomorrow. Close your eyes.